Good morning. I'm going to tell you some funny things today to enlighten you on the unfairness of how Israel's really just screwed me over. First of all, I'll show you. I can just brushing my teeth. It's at the moment I'm on a blacklist because of my hair. I don't know about you, but have you gone through anything bad in your life and you want some privacy? Uh, or I don't have privacy. Like, I'm teaching you a lesson of what's more quality in this world right now. Because, this poor Jenny that I'm trying to stand up for has just gone through all this hate because he's making money out of Israel, making Kiki a star. And what they've actually done is actually so unforgivable. Leanne and Kiki working together to take over all of the connections in my life, like behind my back, and Ruben. It's a very cruel situation of absolutely no morals. And so right now it's going to be hard for me to talk because there's no sympathy, because I've been in some sort of war where they're trying to demonize me. Well, I just want to take you step by step all the hard work that I did, and they're taking credit for it. Not only that, you see my skin? This is through lead poisoning, silver poisoning, and Lyme disease again, and then like some cancerous, which I don't feel so bad today. But once you have cancer, I think they do it because it starts breaking your cells down. And once your cells break down, you don't have that vibrant beauty. And the whole point of this whole Israel takeover is to be Mecca of extreme beauty. And all of my diaries were telling about my daily habits. I've made all these books and small businesses which show that I wasn't being trash. I've got a letter saying that I'm vanilla flavored. I deeply ingrained in my belief system as helping other people. I'm wounded. If I'm wounded, I'm not going to help people, so I can't. At the moment, you don't care about my problems because what's more exciting, like these new celebrity stars. But what's upsetting to me is a genocide, because every time I'm getting somewhere, they seem to take everything off me. Okay, so my real work in New Zealand was kind of like a domestic goddess, and I started doing all sorts of things to make my dreams come true, like cleaning after hours, cleaning, contract work. Then I was doing nannying. Then I was doing home cooking, and I was really I had a lot of clients. They've taken all these clients and they've taken this business for himself, and he's put me in a book and blacklisted me, and he refuses to give me credit for what I work for, and then they just try and keep me ugly so nobody feels sorry for me. And he keeps this massive corrupt book that I'm less quality than everybody else. But what I want to say is I must have dressed quite nicer than my past, because there's a photo of me learning my civil rights at the library, and I've got a blazer on, and there were all these people telling me that the fashion world had punched me. They started a cartel and were bullying me. I moved to Auckland now. I believe there's a van going around with sex footage that I've got dry vagina, and it's all abuse. Like, they've pumped my stomach full of lead and done something to my ovaries to make me infertile, so that I would seem like I'm used up. I'm past my used up date for this pizza sex trafficking company. The police know who I am. I can tell today because I didn't know where I was going to go with my door locked this morning. I didn't know where I was going to go this morning, and he basically said the 7 girls are strippers, and then I just about died, because I knew there were 7 girls getting 7 massive homes, but I didn't realize they were strippers. So that makes it even more worse. Because not only and I was skinny 2 years ago, just fighting homelessness and fighting for my right to work. Then they ruined my health, and then they took away all of my work. As in, I did all this work to get a CV and get into communications, and I just feel like Leanne and Rose just screwed me over to make her publicised down in my country. Then they came up to me in the library and said, "This is her book, it's spicy." And I started reading it, and I said, "That's my story." And it was about her going to her cooking recipes of her ancestral background. And it was about her teaching refugees how to survive and be rich. And that's what I did to her, because she was trying to find out, she was a homeless person trying to find out how to be rich. And she had copied all of my things like this. Like, I always listen to quotes to keep me going. So, like, usually at the start of my diary, I'll have some sort of quote. So all through my university, Eleanor Roosevelt, her quote about the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of our dreams. And I put all my energy into my dreams. And these girls have been taking away my dreams with the use of the television industry, or sex industry and television industry. Then I did, there's another diary the year after, be a man try to strive to be a man of happiness and value, try to be a man who seeks to find happiness and value, not just being rich, or something like that. Like, it was about deep, find the meaning, find your passion, find what makes everything deep. So what's happened is they've kind of been stealing and plagiarizing things that I'm doing, and it's hard because I'm suffering because my face got disfigured. She had me for sale all over Christchurch, which Kelly backed me up, but Kelly's been kidnapped. As in, they basically went down and put her in that RICO crime, and I don't get her on my side to help me, because she said I was for sale for half price with a massage and a transsexual. And she said, "Get out, go to Canada." Or she didn't say go to Canada. I said, "I'm thinking about going to Canada." And she said, "I think you should leave because they're just really relentlessly making you look bad." And I'm a person that sees the beauty of somebody's life, like, not their face. Kelly, to me, is a beautiful person. Like, she looks a little bit scruffy on the outside, but she has very beautiful eyes, and she's got an amazing talent when it comes to art, and she's very, very hospitable. She's a little bit more cheekier now because I think somebody got her in drugs. But overall, like, in my past, she was a really lovely... She was, to me, like an empress energy. She was very warm and gregarious kind of lady that always had, like, her home open if you wanted to come and chat with her, which is a little bit what I was like. She was really, in the past, this is not recent, in the past she was a very lovely lady, and I was not getting anywhere in this country at all, like, to get into work, to get into anywhere. And I was kept homeless. I went through domestic violence of being called a dog, which is a trafficking ring. It's a blackmail ring, and he's holding me hostage as an old senior lady now. So I'm just saying, why is this whole world Happy's world and I'm not allowed to be my own individual woman? And so I'm always being subjugated ever since he's come in and taken over my life. And now I'm being subjugated by these couples that are making up their celebrities in Israel. This is what I want to say. I don't know how I'm going to get this out, but if I am terminally ill, shouldn't I have access to real medical problems? My stomach needs real health care, and they're refusing me. So shouldn't they get homicide and medical negligence? Every time I go to the hospital, I'm bullied and laughed at. They don't let me have a life, like, without being chained up to this kind of bullying that she's better than me, and I've had it for 7 years. And I think if I've got cancer, shouldn't I have the right to have my own dreams? Like, they're really destroying my life. They're taking my words too, like being sharp, being bold, being eloquent, being like a sharpshooter, or shooting the breeze. Like, they kind of start copying you, or keep curious today. I'm not inspired by you, get out. Like, that's kind of how I talk. And they're taking away my belief, my esteem, by denying me the right to go after what I want to go after. They're making me live in obscurity because he's got some crime of a van where I've got an ugly, gross vagina and I'm a dog to have sex with. And I think they've been letting all these men have sex with me in the back of that van or something behind my back, and I would like information about it. I just don't understand why everybody gets to have the fruits of my labour, and also 15 years of chastity just ruined by all this sexual assault, mutilating my vagina, destroying my family. Now they've got a blacklist book all over Auckland, which is illegal, making out that I'm bad quality and that my hair's bad. But how long have I been oppressed? It's 7 years, and this is what it's like. I drew a picture. See on the left, one girl, they're giving all the love and attention on social media. Social medias are giving her all this attention. See? And she's getting all the praise. She's getting all the love on social media. She's writing her life story on social media like she's such an amazing person. For me, I'm trying to go to work and I'm getting all this hate on social media, and I don't even know where it's coming from. There's people running a massive social media karma. I'm an asshole. I'm such a bitch. I'm a snake. I'm a piece of scum. Just poisoning me. I went through all this fraud of billing. See, this is the heavy weight of all the problems they just burdened me with overnight. And in 3 years, I'm really been dead, and I'm just saying the photos of me 2 years ago look like quality, and I want to show you real proof of energy put into working. So even if people look like they've got makeup on and they're happy in society, I'm going to show you they marginalised me and just destroyed my life for no reason because they hate me. They didn't want to let me shine in anything that I did. So they sent around propaganda. This is the heavyweights propaganda. They poisoned me again and again, gave me some sort of colon problem, lung cancer. What else does it say? Emails are jacked. I don't get my emails, so I'm crippled because I don't get my emails. And I called Ralph yesterday and I just said, look, do you remember sitting on the couch and I got a call saying, I'm calling you, and I was really innocent. I hadn't called this lady. And he goes, oh yeah, I remember that. And I said, so that lady was in Adelaide? And he's like, yeah. He said, you didn't call anyone? And I said, yeah. And this lady was going on and on, and I called her and I hadn't called her. And it was in Adelaide. I've had lead poisoning, terrorism. I've got these cats that film me every day, so I don't get the rights to anything I've done. In Australia, I just did all these designer, small niche businesses that they've plagiarized, completely stolen everything and made me look like I'm the least quality of all these women, but I'm the builder of their lives. They didn't come up with the ideas. They also have stolen my published books, because I did a published book. I only did half a writing of this cult that had harmed me, and then I did a recipe book of the food for my mum, and then I did a recipe. Then I've made 3 business plans, then I've drawn some ideas about what I wanted to build. Then I started art canvases, and I started like this homemade craft business. They copied it all, and they got all the praise, and I got thrown in the rubbish bin. And I still, again, got persecuted over my face and my looks, and he still won't let me go to work or get anything. And now he's keeping me like low energy, and I just think I'm being treated with extreme racism. Just extreme racism. Anything that I produce, they want to glam it up and produce it on a bigger level and make me trash to society. But not only that, they're also chaining everybody up in these massive trafficking circles where everybody got together and decided I was going to be less quality, this Jed, and he won't give me equality. He's gone and stalked me. He did this all criminally, stalked me and made sure Poppy was better than me at everything that I do, and keeping me as a dog for all this money, and I don't want to. At the start of my thing, I says a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. And I just want to know, why do they get to go ahead when they've stopped equality a long time ago? As soon as I started getting a job, they threw me into a toilet video and a massive love boat cruise that I'm a man with big sexual organs, massive genitals. Over the course of time, I've noticed how they're killing me is very holy. It's because I was a very pure, innocent person. As in, I was more like a shaman, but I definitely had sustained from my energy from bad things. But they're actually destroying my life to be healthy. They're destroying my health with heavy metals and toxicity and pesticides. They're built genocide. They've stolen generations of wealth. And my family should know that this is a miscarriage of justice. In 2024, I made fudges for fundraising: vanilla, Russian, lemon, white chocolate, cranberry, and pistachio nuts, chocolate fudge, nuts, raspberry, chocolate mint, and it was $6 per bag. I was working with no energy. He's basically stolen me having any loving energy from anybody. Then I made a whole lot of homemade candles, and I've priced all these things like bergamot and sandalwood, and a peppermint one too, and I did $5 for small, $15 for large. And the church lady that I used to like sit and do prayers with, she gave me all these jars to make my candles. So we were in a lot of prayer work together, and she gave me a Bible at the end of it, and I said thank you, and she said, why have you not been at church? And I said, because they harassed me till I was angry, and they keep telling my churches that I'm a prostitute and I'm a very angry person, so I can't go to church. And so she just prays for me. And then I got into a crochet skill at Cranbourne in Melbourne. Then I went to Holistic Fitness Spirit of Women. They hijacked my mail and won't give me my mail. So I've enrolled in these places and they won't give me the mail, so I don't know what happened. Same with my mum. It's like I made it all this food. One of them was a gluten-free lemon biscuit, and she said thank you so much, the people loved it. I didn't get anything from her for 3 weeks, and I got this email weeks later, and I said, why did you say thank you today? That was ages ago. She said, I sent that ages ago. So I'm being very defrauded, and then I sent away Lucky Charms, messages of hope. But they're taking all the attention. It's not just like they're on TV. They're using my ideas and they're stopping me being included in any education. They're stopping me being included in driving my own life. They're stopping me being seen. They're silencing me on all social media. And I was dog sitting in Australia, and then I did English teaching last year for these women. I went to sewing refugee classes and they banned that because they got rid of me. Then I wrote some children's book about a hedgehog, Hegemony the Choggy, that wanted a life of adventure. And I just wrote this book, and they stole that and started writing all these children's books. Then I wrote a book about remedies, healing remedies, and it's not just a healing thing. It's just got a lot of different tinctures to help you if you're going through some sort of ailment. And I wrote a book about that. They've taken that. I got into Massey University, and Ralph backs me up, and he said that he was going to buy me a computer, and I said I don't want to. And they went through the whole town telling people that I was using everybody for money. Ralph offered me a laptop to go to Massey University, and I said no. I didn't want him to feel used, for one. And two, I wanted to do it on my own. But these people are making it impossible because they're really holding me hostage of the internet, and they're really denying me the right to have anything good in my life. And they've also taken credit for some of my creative ideas to do with innovations. They've taken away my homemade ideas to do with homemade skincare, homemade cooking, like gift things like fudge and hokey pokey, and making these knitted hats, and making selling a business to do with Temu, and doing all these canvases. They've stolen. Kylie gave me her iron to use, and I was going to make these t-shirts. They're all making t-shirts, and they won't let me be part of anything at all. They've sexually assaulted me to make sure that these women's group look like they're soulful, deep feeling women, but that's me. Like, that's what I did for a living, and they've taken away my holistic healing work. I made a tarot deck I did a tarot deck, and it was my own individual tarot that I made myself, and they've stolen it. I did all the art. My mum's got all the artwork. So if my artwork's been stolen off mum, they're sabotaging me again. But I know exactly what it's about. It's about animal totem healing. And it's about pulling out a card, and it gives you just a little affirmation of the day of some sort of energy that's carrying around you, and to heal you within that day. And they've taken that. And I just want to say, why does Leanne get to take over everything that I worked for? Because they seem to just say, oh, we want Leanne to do it. And it's like, well, get out of my life then. Like, stop making these social circles, like, deny me that. Because I went to church, they deny me the right to be part of church, and have, like, made me a prostitute. Basically, to stop me being holy, to stop me being a saint. But that's not what it's about for me. It's really just about honouring my own body and soul. It's not, I didn't want to do it for anybody else. It's for my own self-esteem. And so she just keeps raping me, and then she goes on TV like they're really soulful, lovely women, and it's not a fair situation. So I've got a whale, a fox, a monkey, a lemur, a pangolin, a dove, a bat, a lizard, a horse, a tiger, a bear, a grasshopper, a koala, a butterfly, a seahorse, a fantail, a seal, a dog, and a cat. That's what my animal totem tarot cards were about, and so they've done a whole lot of tarot cards. Then my little children's book is about their little morals, like to believe in yourself, and they took that off me. And then my tinctures to make you healthy. Then, the churches I was involved with was St. Andrew's, Latter-day Saints, St. Francis, Mother Mary in Melbourne, and Eden Church. And they've banned me from that. They've made everything about TV, no matter where I go. And it's like, well, I don't get to have my own life, and I can't live my life where I've got a TV star just acting so hungry for attention wherever I go. There's 7 of them, I think. And then the guy said there's 7 strippers that are kind of outcasting me in Christchurch and keeping me in a dog box. And like that John was in a grooming gang, and I've read a whole lot of stuff about this mega civil war that I'm in the middle of. So they wanted to take over influencers, so all of my friends got to watch and mimic me to be huge influencers, and in that time, Happy has built a massive world and made everybody copy me, and I get nothing out of it, and they've ruined my face. Like, it needs healing from all the silver toxicity, because I used to be really bright coloured skin, and if I go anywhere, they start bombing everywhere. They're blackmailing me of sex violence, and I didn't have sex when I was fat. I can tell you now, if there's sex when I'm fat, I did not have sex when I was fat. It's disgusting. Because I've had a stroke, for one. Can you hear my voice? I've had a stroke, and I've got disembowelment. I wouldn't have sex when I'm fat because I don't feel very well, and I don't feel like it at all, and I wouldn't feel like I would only have sex when I was fat if I'd been with the guy for a long time. like 3 years or 2 years or something, or maybe even at the end of 1 year. I'd have to know him for quite a while. Wouldn't be like somebody for 6 months and be like, oh, I'm really fat now, do you want to have sex? I'd have to really know that person. As I feel really, I can't be sexual unless I really feel comfortable with somebody. So they've really like invaded and abused my right to be individual, and they keep making my friends popular and famous, and they keep destroying me with sexual violence from John's grooming gang, which were the Mongols. Yeah, they basically went and invaded me down in Christchurch, and are calling me grey and running my car as an old wrecker that's a dick, basically, and outcasted me of my country. But I'm denied the same citizen rights as everybody else, and I'm kept on the blacklist that I'm dirty and smelly. Did you see me brush my teeth this morning? I can't be that dirty if my teeth are that white, can I? There was a while I didn't shower properly every day because something happened to me on the couch at my mum's house. I got poisoned. I think they filmed me and put shit all over me because he wanted all this money. So he wanted to degrade me in front of the culture. But the other injustice is Maxima Employment I went to, church in Brisbane. They were going to give me a position to help do all the cooking and help all the kids in this cooking thing in the rainforest in Queensland to do missionary work. I don't mind doing this stuff, and it's like how holy do I have to be? It's like they don't want me to do any work with my hands. Like that's why they're sexually assaulting me, or they film me in my room and blackmail me 24/7 a day for the last 7 years. And it's like, at what grounds do they have to keep filming me every day? They're labouring me. It's illegal. They're also taking credit for my work and then just saying I'm too ugly for TV. And it's so, why can't I have anyone to fight for me against the oppression and abuse that I've been through? It's not ethical either. Like, I went through violence. Why would you film somebody after violence? Instead of leaving me alone, they're actually filming me. Like, I've got a phone with cameras in motels, like transitional housing, and the mirrors light up. So if you see a light behind your mirror, you know that you're being human trafficked in your own house. I'm not kidding. They've been filming me, this gang, saying you're a no one, and it's like, but they're copying everything about my life to be not famous. I just wanted to be very wealthy, and then India's killed me in a class system. But Tony was the same class as me. The only reason he's got in ahead is copying my work. He's plagiarizing things that I do, and he's also plagiarizing some psychology that I work for. And it's like, you can't really compare us. It's an unethical situation. He's gone through and making money off scams, making money with all of my friends, getting deals with all these producers. And meanwhile, I'm abused without a home all the time, and I have showers and stuff like that. But during like 3 years after all this poisoning and finding out I'd been sexually violated, I went really weird. Like, I just went really weird. I just went really reclusive, and I found it really hard to cope, and I'm finding it very shocking that they stole stuff off me, like my business plans. It's like, you think these billionaires have their own money to do whatever they want, but I think they just want to shorten my life and keep me less. So they dress everybody up. But my question is, why Leanne? Why did Leanne get to get a facelift? Why did Leanne get to be made over? Why did Leanne get all my dreams? Why does Leanne get to be the spokesperson for this healing food that I've done my whole life? It's my tinctures can heal your ailments, but I also have a massive menu. Like, most of my menus to do with my food and cooking is like cafe grade style, and it's a lot to do with raw food and healing our energy levels. And I've got no energy, and I didn't know how to heal myself, because when you're in the middle of it, you don't have the energy to put into looking after yourself. So this is what I wanted to do, and I think India's stolen a business plan of mine about my raw food deliveries to really rich executives, and he's stolen that of me. I'm very angry about that, because I offered him to go into it with me. Instead, he gave it to his rich friend. I think they did it. I went to Ethical Employment, Emerge Employment, Maxima, APM, CSS Disability Workbridge. These places are amazing. I'm not kidding. They're really amazing places, and they would get you a job straight away, and you wouldn't have to be an amazing person. But I am already really quite established in my skills. I'm pretty confident in my working skills. Like, I really am. I've had experiences in my life, and I don't feel. I'm not very good at customer service with masses of people. I couldn't do that anymore, I don't think. That's the one thing I'm probably weak at. I can't do. Like, call centre's fine, I'm one on one with somebody and it's on the telephone, but actually dealing with a load of people that are hungry or angry in all their moods all day, and it just, in the end, it's a bit much, because I've just been taught so much about my own journey that I can't do this for other people. But they are also scamming everybody else, that they are really more developed when it comes to being a counsellor, or like being somebody to promote health and wellness and influencing people to be good. Where they went on this campaign to influence people, I'm a bad person. Now, I don't get any compensation for that. Plus, they stopped me at Red Cross employment. They've stopped asylum, saying you're sick, you don't get to go. And it's like, but all my scams about me being mentally ill was a scam. Because the police said it's a scam. Not a scam. He said that's really illegal what they're doing. He goes, you can't show people anybody's private files. He said you'd have to consent if anyone was to see your private files. He said that's why we have the Privacy Act. And I said, so why are they doing this to me for 7 years? And for 7 years, this honey empire just went around promoting me as snake quality oil, and I'm a bad person. But I spent a lot of time at church in Australia from being very abused. Then I tried to start a business with upcycling clothing. I found all this really awesome stuff in Dunedin and in Dominion Road. But the thing is they just advertise you how they want to. So I love op shopping, but I also like buying normal clothes too. I don't just spend all my time at dinky shops. But they are actually making me in poverty. Like, I don't get choices out of life. Me and Thomas, when we were young, used to always go to op shops. Like, he loved op shops more than I did. I used to always kind of be like, oh, I don't want to go. I want to go to the normal mall today and buy some stuff at Cotton On and Rip Curl and Amazon. And he'd be like, nah, I want to go to the op shop, because he was always dressing up for his gigs. So he was always finding weird, alternative looks. And so I don't think there's anything wrong with op shopping and upcycling. A few dry clean it sometimes you can find. And then my sister showed me Danny's actually made a business out of it. And I thought, oh, well, maybe because I'm in such a dire strait, maybe I should copy her, because, this place has the most amazing clothes down Dominion Road. I mean, look at Mount Eden. It's all rich people. They're just donating all their clothes down there all the time. There were all these ricochet jackets and ricochet dresses and all these Max shoes and all this clothing from these very expensive boutiques. And I thought, oh, this is amazing. And it's not that I'm fake, but I'm a woman, and we like stuff. We like clothes, we like jewelry, we like makeup and moisturizer, we like things. So why am I not allowed to be normal? Like, I can't be I do believe in spiritual matters, but I can't walk around being a spiritual monk all day. It's not, do you know what I mean? Like, I do believe in it, but I wasn't trying to be the most perfection example of being holy. I just was doing the best I could to be a good person. And I didn't want to be, I don't want to be a slut. And she's just forcing me to be this prostitute, and I didn't get any money. There's 3 women that have poisoned and the people, and I don't get a piece of the pie. And I want somebody to come forward, because I've done just as much work, but I don't get the fruit of what I worked for. They've made a massive world called Happy World, and they're also blocking me having any publicity for what I've worked for by sexual violence. But it was a have, because they've actually destroyed my vagina and brutally undressed me when I'm abused. I made a small business to do with children's books, quilts, candles that smell beautiful, fudge, bohemian earrings, rings, headbands, handmade tarot cards, handmade bath oils, and handmade moisturizers and body butters. And then I made my mum a business plan to do a barbecue meats and coleslaw, like specialized coleslaws that they're raw foods that energize our body. And then I found a food truck to buy, like probably 4 years ago, and I've made a massive recipe, a massive menu for that too. Not massive menu, there was about six, I don't want to tell you my plan. I want it to be mine. They're my recipes, what I was doing for my business, and they took that. And they just keep dishonoring me in the public eye, and I don't know what to do. Plus all my children's books, and then my recipe book. Because, yeah, the things that I like cooking are very rustic, like from scratch. Like, I have been quite a good cook, so I don't know why she makes out that I'm a piece of shit all the time. It's like she just whatever I want, they make her high class. Whatever I'm doing, it's like I'm even qualified in graphic design. They'll make out that she's got a doctorate in graphic design just to spite me, and they won't let me be free. They won't let me be happy. They won't let me earn my own money. They even, out of my dreams, I had a dream to do this tiny home on a massive paddock. They've made and built a massive empire of all these tiny homes. Like, it's not just a dream, it was something that I researched. Like, it's all in my data, and that's where the loss is, and the loss of identity. And you may think I don't have any energy, but I've had 7 years of working towards a future where she's just built walls and walls and walls sabotaging me. And I don't feel like I should be banned off social media all these years. And there is a mega civil war, and it's to do with America. And it was colonization, and there's the Mongols, which is the Chinese, which is a massive Hong Kong syndicate gambling unit. Then there's Japan, who just basically robbed me and stole absolutely all my networks with France, and have rebuilt over me by degrading me as a dog shit. So I'm saying I'm the one that's always losing. They're the one always coming at me with a whole lot of money and property, and then I've got my landlord Israel and these young Turkish that are taking over the culture and won't let me have my own self-esteem and everything that I worked for, even down to my spiritual beliefs of divine love. They have very much destroyed me and made everything that I've done in my life less quality. And I'm saying it's discrimination. It's just kind of like, I'm having a hard time with my house. Why can I not have that peace after they ruined it? Was a crime. The sexual violence that I've got dry pussy is a crime, and that I'm old. That was malicious, and I just want to know the intent of this man getting with me, because this organisation, every time they want to rebuild, seem to throw me under the bus and make me have sex with someone and make it look like we're about to be in a relationship and make me look like I was a prostitute and he's got a high on a girlfriend. That's what I want to know.